Hi everyone, I'm filling in today and the book that I'm going to review for you is Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell, which I finished last week. This book is really interesting. Now I say interesting rather than enjoyable because me and this book have had a very difficult relationship, which started in October and finished last week, which is a very long relationship to have with a book. Now, it didn't take that long because I wasn't, enjoying it. The thing was, I found it extremely interesting, but also extremely difficult to read. If you're not familiar with it, the book is split into 6 different individual stories told over time. So, starting way back, don't quote me on this, like 1800s, right through to a far distant post-apocalyptic future, following 6 individual people, told in 6 very different styles, from like a sea journal to an interview to a not a murder mystery, a mystery novel, sort of political thriller almost, and each one is told in that narrative style and done very well, but it was that which I had a problem with. I think those elements are what make the book interesting and are so vital to the book, but in fact it's those elements that made it hard for me to read it. The stories are told throughout the book, but you get half a story and then you move on to the next one, and when it did that I would be really gripped by a story and then be dragged out and dropped in another one, and it would take me ages to get back into that story. So it was a very jerky experience. Now when you get to the end you realise how important that is. It really didn't help that the middle section, which is the only section that doesn't have a break in it, is spelt phonetically in broken English. And as a dyslexic I found it took me 5 minutes to get through a paragraph trying to read every word in it, sound it out. Yeah. The stories within it, individually, I've all found interesting, and they become even more fascinating when you begin to connect little things. There's themes flowing all the way through the book. I think the most notable themes are of people's freedom within society, how things are repeated over and over throughout history. I picked up this book originally because it was featured as a Sword and Laser book club book, which is an online book club you might have heard of. If not, if you're into fantasy and science fiction, you should look it up. It reads a different book every month, either science fiction or fantasy. It has a website, a podcast, and now a YouTube program which is on the Geek and Sundry channel. I'm a little addicted to it. I've read a few of the books, and it's a really good experience to read a book and chat along with people on the forums about it. This one I didn't get to chat with people on the forums about because it took me so long to finish it. So that was helpful. Which story did I like the best? There's one about a clone in a not too far distant future version of Korea, and I found that one very interesting. I thought the story flowed well, the characters were good, and that was the one that I enjoyed the most, I think. Cloud Atlas. Read it. Also, film has come out. Haven't seen it yet. I'm going to see it next week. I very much look forward to seeing how it differs from the book and how it chooses to interpret the writing style of the book, really. It should be interesting. Thank you for having me. It's been fun. You should hear from someone else sometime in the future. Goodbye! I should have really prepared for this.